live on the floor of the Global Technology Leaders Summit in Menlo Park, California, and I'm here with Peter Astiz, Global Co-Head of DLA Piper's Technology Sector Practice. And Peter, we've been hearing a lot this morning from tech industry leaders about a sector that is poised for moderate growth, moderate sales growth, moderate job growth. So given this, what is your take on the current mood in Silicon Valley and the industry in general?
Well, John, it's kind of interesting because we first started doing this in 2008, and I'll tell you the mood today is quite different than we had in that first experience. And over the course of recovery from 2008, we've seen a steady improvement. But generally, we see a very high positive as compared to the kind of rumors of bubbles. Over 75% of people expect at least moderate growth over the next 12 months, which gives us a sense of a general optimism. Certainly, there's some concerns about kind of global political, geopolitical kinds of issues that might come into play. But as to the tech sector itself, certainly belies all the concern about a bubble.
Okay, well let's talk about the IPO market. In DLA Piper's 2014 Technology Leaders Forecast Survey, which of course we're launching in conjunction with the event today, we asked executives about their expectations for the U.S. IPO market over the next 12 months. 15% told us that they forecast a robust market for tech IPOs, and 59%, almost two-thirds, said they envision a moderate market for tech IPOs. So given your involvement on a number of IPO deals over the last year, and of course the very well-publicized IPO trifecta from July, how would you characterize the IPO market moving into the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, I think what's positive about these numbers that you see, again, about 75% of the people thinking of a positive direction of the IPO market, is that's on the backdrop of what's been a very strong IPO year. Yep. Certainly not back to the bubble of 1999, 2000, but a very strong year. So we think, again, cautious optimism, and the great thing about that is, bringing more optimism, more deals. You can take a big deal like Alibaba, more companies are following that, and we expect to see a good IPO market for the next 12 months, just like our summit respondents did.
Okay, great. And on the IPO topic, we also asked tech leaders to rank the biggest drivers for tech IPO activity in the next 12 months. They cited improved market conditions and an increased investor demand as the top two drivers. Now, is this consistent with your view of things as well?
Yeah, I mean, what people sometimes forget is that the IPO market really is a market. It's driven by investor demand, and investor demand is driven by the availability of high-quality, strong companies. What happens when the market gets weak is that stronger companies tend not to want to take the risk of doing an IPO, and therefore you have a lesser demand. And the deals that are done are lower quality, therefore lower returns, therefore lower demand from investors. So the benefit of having a lot of deals in the last year is that there is a track record for companies to follow, and that creates greater investor demand, therefore encouraging more companies to go through the IPO process. That all said, the market is still extremely volatile, and it can close the doors literally overnight. So to kind of forecast it too far ahead is kind of hard to determine because, as I said, some geopolitical events. In fact, you mentioned the IPO trifecta that we had. I did a lot of IPOs in 1999, 2000. I don't think I ever priced 3 deals on the same day. But that day we had a plane fall out of the sky and overseas. There are a lot of political issues that are going around, and yet we're still able to get those deals done. So hopefully the market's fundamental characteristics will carry us through and we'll have a strong 2015.
Great. As you can see and hear, we have a lot of energy around us today at the Global Tech Leaders Conference. What would you say are some of your key takeaways from the event thus far?
Well, I think the most interesting thing is we have a variety of topics. I mean, the whole purpose of this summit is to allow executives to engage in a lot of conversation about things that they may not normally do. So I just came out of a session on Bitcoin. We had a keynote about Twitter earlier. We had a healthcare conversation. These are about topics that a lot of these executives are not doing every day. And so they're able to engage, they're able to ask questions and hear dialogue about subjects that are fascinating, but when they're spending every day on some completely different topic. So that continues to be a strong driver and it's a result of our strong attendance here.
Okay, great. Again, that was Peter Astiz, Global Co-Head of DLA Piper's Technology Sector Practice. Peter, thank you.
Thanks, John.